They played him really hard. You look at Westbrook and Bradley Beal, an all-star, came out and gave him 30 apiece, 60 points plus with those guys. And when you have dynamic guards like that and you're missing one of yours, it's going to be a long night.
Yeah, I mean, look, in this game, if you allow teams to feel like they can beat you, then, when you have guys like Westbrook and Beal and, well-coached team, they're probably going to do it. And so that's what happened. The Lakers had a 17-point lead. They took their foot off the gas. They made some really stupid, silly turnovers, stopped executing, stopped moving, and they didn't deserve it. It was an ugly win. If I were coaching, I might have them practice about 30 minutes after this game because it was something they needed to play well. They played well, enough to win this game and to come out in the third quarter. And look, the Wizards are good. They got some good players. They got two
on the street.
Exciting players. They've been winning. But when you have a 17-point lead, you have to come with a different mentality. They stop moving the ball. Look, I don't mind when the ball is in LeBron's hand if he's hot, but when he has it, there's not a lot of ball movement going on down the stretch. And that's why they were difficult getting shots. There was no movement. The defense was set right on him. And there was just, not enough to overcome the victory. So they didn't deserve it tonight. They didn't deserve it. And, Washington played well down the stretch with some other players that hit some big shots.
Last sequence here, LeBron with 7 seconds, pulled up from long range, and Kuz gets the rebound, kind of chucks it up, and there's your ball game.
Another thing, too, Geeta. LeBron's getting a little tired, I think. How many minutes tonight?
Over 40.
Yeah, see,
tonight was 43, James. He's been over 40 4 times this year. They've all been in the overtime.
They got to start taking a look at that, even though they need wins and they need LeBron. They got to play without him sometime and let them get back into the motion like they did in the first half. The ball was moving. They were getting some decent shots.
Yeah, when you mentioned something earlier, James. You said coaching, and we know Vogel is huge on stats. You're not looking at the stats and see where this guy has only played 23 minutes and he's giving you 26 points.
Montrezl
Harrell. And I think sometimes coaches get so caught up in shooting threes that you think you have to win a game by shooting threes. Montrez was killing on the inside. He was getting rebounds. He was getting points in the paint. And they had a lead. They stopped going to him, start shooting a lot of threes. Montrez is not in the game. That hustle guy, that energy guy. And you start going downhill.
So he goes with Gasol a lot down the stretch in that fourth quarter in this overtime. Must be a defensive matchup. What are you seeing from Gasol defensively that you're not seeing from? Obviously the size, but I mean, because we were all thinking maybe, hey, there was a time where they were stagnant. You need a guy like Trez in there.
Well, for me, watching that, you watching Lopez. You can guard Lopez. I can guard Lopez. So you can still put Montrez in the game because Montrez was going to work on. I know Lopez probably got a couple of jumpers on him in the first quarter. But Montrez figured him out. Montrez said, I know what to do. I'm going to swipe him down low so he can't get the shot off. And Montrez is a very smart player. He took a huge charge down the stretch. And you got to have guys like that because you had that one moment in the game where LeBron and Gasol switched. Gasol got blown by. Got blown by full lap. If Trez in there, at least you get a better on-ball defender than Gasol. And I think there are moments like that where you got to sometimes – I know this is your rotation. You're not used to having Trez down the stretch in the game because you usually have AD in there. Hey, he's rolling for you. He's a good defensive player. He's a smart player. He's a hustle player. You have to use him.
I agree. I agree 100%. Game plans are just that. They're game plans. And sometimes, you have to throw that away and just play by the feel of the game. And you needed energy. You needed extra possessions. You needed, you needed your Montrezl Harrell in there. So I know Marc Gasol plays this role. He can knock down the three and has knocked down the three. But I would agree with you there, Rob. He was effective. He was enhancing what LeBron does out there as well. So yeah, I mean it was an ugly loss, and everyone's got to take a look at it, coaching staff and the players. 17-point lead. You come out and you play like you're down 17 in the first 6 minutes of the third, and you put it away. Washington, I don't think they had that fight in them if the Lakers had come out and, played strong, but they let them back in. And when you let them back in, everybody gets excited. Westbrook, Bill, everybody's shooting threes then. Lopez is scoring. So they felt like they need to keep their streak going because the Lakers kind of gave them an opening.
You know, timing is everything, and it just AD goes down, and you feel like Dennis Schroeder is really going to step up as that number 2. He has 24 points. We're talking about it. And then he goes out for the health and safety protocols, and he's really missed these last 3 games, especially in times like this where you see these long stretches for the Lakers offensively where they're not getting a bucket. They're going 7 minutes in the third quarter, 9 minutes over stretches. Wizards are going on 21-9 runs. They went on a 51-27 run from the 9-minute mark until the middle of that fourth quarter. Third quarter of the fourth. That's where you're missing a guy like Dennis. Someone, James, who can create a shot for himself or for others, not named LeBron James.
Yeah, he's well missed. There's no question. I think that 17-point lead may have gone to 23 or 24 with Schroeder in the game because not only does he create for himself, he's a willing passer when Montrez is in there, those little internal passes. And he also is a defensive threat, you know, on Bill and Westbrook. He has a tendency to stay in front of people a little bit longer than most. But I think even without, Schroeder, allow somebody else to handle. Set some picks for LeBron. Let him come off of something so it's unpredictable. It is very predictable when he has it. And, he spends about 5 or 6 seconds, 8 seconds, just trying to figure out what he's going to do. And there's nothing going on, no movement. Now, in the second quarter, they were moving, they were slashing, they were doing a lot of things, and they got away from that. So I love having elite players down the stretch. But I think guy's been playing a lot of minutes. He's been carrying them on his back. Without Schroeder, even without Schroeder, you got to run that little curl play for Pope, run that little curl play for Kuzma. They're scorers.
Yeah, and they ran Kenny off that screen, hit that 3.
And you can't be unpredictable. And then the silly turnovers. I saw one where Wes Matthews got a steal and just let it go. He just let it go without knowing where the defense was. There were 3 or 4 of those where they could have, enhanced their lead or gotten back in the game. Well, they just it was an ugly game, and I don't know whether they're tired or fatigued, but that was one that was unacceptable in the third quarter.
Frank had mentioned fatigue for sure playing a factor over this last few weeks, and he cited the overtime games for a big part of it. Coming off that 7-game road trip, you go 3 overtime games in a row at home.
Yeah,
one was double.
Yeah, when you do that, you got to realize. I know, Steve Kerr did one of the smartest things you ever say. He did. He told someone, I'm not playing him because
Steph Curry?
Yeah, Steph Curry. When Steve Kerr said Steph Curry, I'm not going to play him because I value him as a player more. And I think Vogel needs to look at LeBron and say, I don't care, LeBron. You can be mad at me all you want. I value your body. I value what you bring to the team later on down the line because we don't want to lose games, but you are more important to us down the stretch. You're going to be fresh. Because we don't know what this league going to do when it comes to playing games. We don't know when the All-Star game is going to be. We don't know when the second half of the schedule come up. We don't know how many games he's going to have to play in a row. So right now, take care of the now and let other guys play. And they had some moments where THT brought the ball up and LeBron gets off it. THT does a good job. He runs the offense, and LeBron, he kicks it and moves and cuts. And they need to do more of that. And sometimes you just say, LeBron, we need you down the stretch. Relax.
Yeah, and that's what we were talking about with Trez. Trez did have 5,000. We thought he was going to go back in because they were needing a little bit of a spark on that end. It couldn't just be, LeBron trying to.
I would have made sure he had 6 tonight.
Yeah.
That would have made sure he got his 6 tonight.
All right, let's get you to
slow it down because they think, shot clock's running, I got to get up. So
like you did that big shot against Sacramento?
No, I just don't. The thing about it is it's hard, though. You think 2 seconds is not a long time, but when it comes to basketball,
it is.
It's a long time.
Final score 127-124. Lakers lose their 3rd in a row, 4 out of 5. Let's hear from Lakers head coach Frank Vogel. He's speaking with Mike in the media.
Hey, Frank, you guys were up 15 about midway through the third quarter. What did you see from that point on?
Yeah, this team keeps fighting. Give them credit. They made a run right around that point. I have to go back and look at the tape to see exactly what happened during that stretch. But give them credit.
And then just wondering what you saw in the half court offensively in the possessions, and how much LeBron was on the ball and having to make plays, and what you were looking to see.
Yeah, we gotta continue to look for the right balance. They have two elite scorers down the other end. that had us with the lineup out there that we can make sure we can get enough stops to try to win. Some guys stepped up to hit big shots. With I think Kenny and Alex both hit threes towards the end of the fourth there, and we got to continue to find ways to lighten his load.
Okay, Kyle Boone, please.
Hey Frank, was there any consideration to putting Trez in at the end of the game?
Yes.
Given the, what was the choice there?
Yeah, for sure. But Robin Lopez is huge, and like I said, they have two dominant offensive players having huge nights, and we want as much size that we could get at the rim for defensive purposes.
Okay, David Benjamin, please.
Right, how does this one compare to the last two losses? Obviously, you guys were hitting some outside shots. You had several different contributors on offense, but same results. I don't know, is there anything that you point to that you liked in tonight versus the last two losses versus you didn't like?
Yeah, we're just we're just in an adjustment period. It's tough for me to go back to what the last two games exactly look like, but we just didn't get the job done tonight. We're adjusting to some guys being out. We're doing some good things, just falling a little bit short. But it's a long season. Our group's remaining together. They're fighting, and we'll get back to work tomorrow.
Dan Wilkie, please.
Frank, you guys don't have 2 days off between now and the All-Star break. LeBron won't have a full All-Star break. Is there any consideration to giving him a day, minutes again, over 40 minutes tonight? Is that something you'll have to consider?
Yeah, we consider, we consider that all season long with him, and we'll make those decisions on a game-by-game basis.
Okay, we'll go to Bill Oram, please.
Right, kind of along the same lines. Barring an injury, are you comfortable with the idea of LeBron playing all 72 in this season, just considering all the short off season, now no All-Star break, the compressed schedule?
We'll see. We'll see. We'll continue to evaluate it game to game. Meet with the medical staff, meet with LeBron, see how he's feeling, see what the load looks like, and make those decisions game to game.
Okay, Mark, please.
Hey Frank, along those lines, what are your takes on how LeBron's managed the workload that he's had without Anthony Davis on the floor compared to before that?
How he's managed it?
Yeah.
He's a workhorse. He's doing everything he can for us.
We have Mike Bresnahan joining us. What you got, Brez?
Actually, something you just said a few minutes ago kind of triggered me to look up a few things. You said LeBron has played 4 games this month of 40 minutes or over. That's crazy. So right now I did some quick math. He now leads the league in minutes per game in the month of February, averaging about 38. Past the Fred VanVleet, so that's not really a stat you want to be leading. That's only a month. There's only 11 games he's played, but now you take a look at what's the Lakers' schedule coming up. Not a lot of easy outs between now and the end of the All-Star break. We'll get that in a minute. But first, LeBron, a lot of questions from the media members. Does LeBron deserve a game off? They got the 1-game road trip coming up on Wednesday in Utah. Will the Lakers leave him home? It's only a 1-game trip. That is up to Frank Vogel and LeBron, and of course LeBron's trainer, Mike Mancias. But between now and then, he's playing well. It's just the minutes are getting up there, and there you see the calendar. Here's what I see, guys. Jazz, #1 in the West. Portland, #5 in the West. Golden State, #8. Phoenix, #4 in the West. And then you have the Kings, who have lost 7 in a row. That is not an easy way to end the All-Star break, guys.
Brez, you see a win in there? See the Lakers getting on track?
Yeah.
When does Dennis come back? Portland?
Maybe Golden State. It's that Utah one's gonna be tough. They were down like 10 or 15 tonight against Charlotte. Ended up winning by 15 or so. That team's playing really well right now. Maybe Portland.
Portland's played the Lakers.
Not sure what's
played the Lakers well here.
I got them winning the Jazz game. They're going up in there.
Really?
Without LeBron.
Okay.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm going to call Frank and say, Frank, tell LeBron the plane is leaving at 3 and you leave at 1. You leave him home. And then you go up in Utah and you win without it.
A coaching take.
LeBron's on the tarmac all by himself.
LeBron's going to play.
What happened?
He's going to win that game.
I like that.
Okay. I hear what you're saying. All right.
Okay.
To the hole every time like LeBron would, but good to see him doing other stuff, kind of finding himself free. And LeBron, nice job finding him free as well.
Just not that excited about it, Gator.
Especially in a loss. Brez, I think you did a nice job selling it, though.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Good job, Brez.
Bradley Beal.
Not that excited.
I went to you for a reason. I knew you'd sell it. Bradley Beal, Russell Westbrook, okay, they combined for 65 points, 21 rebounds.
That's a lot of rebounds.
And 15 assists.
That's a lot of assists. But, you know, when you got guys like this that are dynamic players, we talked about it. Bradley Beal is leading the NBA in scoring. Think about all these great scores in the game and where they're playing this game at a high pace. This guy is on a losing team. You know Westbrook going to do his thing, but sometimes you can key in on guys like this because if you look at the rest of that roster, who do you really care about other than Westbrook? So he's out scoring. So that lets you know this guy is putting in work, and he is a total all-star, and he's out to prove something. You know, we always talk about guys that talk about getting MVP. This guy is balling. Even though you're on a losing team, he should have 1 or 2 mentions for MVP type season.
Bradley Beal?
Bradley Beal.
They're not going to win enough games for that.
I know it. That's what I just said.
I know.
I know. Well, let's see.
But all-star starter for a team that's only won 10, 11 games is pretty cool. It says how much everyone feels about him. Just saying. He played great, man. And he competes, James, in bad situations, bad teams.
Yeah, I mean, his play doesn't matter if he's on a poor team. He's got bigger goals. His is to play and be the best in the league and still be recognized. And the Lakers just allowed him, you know, to come back in overtime and win the game. They did a pretty good job. I think he was what, 0 of 5 in the fourth or something like that. He didn't really a factor. Just a disappointing loss. I hate to see these type of games
brutal.
Go away, and it just sucks.
You know, Frank Vogel said before the game, right before tip-off, he basically said, you know, our defense is playing good. It's keeping us in these games, giving us a chance to win. That was not the case tonight. I mean, that backcourt for Washington obviously broke down the defense pretty easily.
11 points and 3 assists for Alex Caruso. He's speaking with Allie.
Hey, Alex. Another night where you guys had a couple possessions in which you guys could have won this game. A lot of people probably look at the final couple possessions, but can you kind of take us back to the 17-point lead, 15-point lead there in the third quarter, and what changed?
Yeah, you know, they kept fighting. You know, credit to them for keep playing. You know, NBA is a long game. You know, that's the saying, and that's what it is night in, night out. And I don't think it was us not respecting the opponent thing. You know, I think we were still playing the same, but I think we just didn't have that same sense of urgency throughout the third. Really, once we went up, you know, 15, 16, 17, and then the second unit came in, we didn't do a good enough job of keeping the intensity and raising the bar back up. So we got to play faster. You know, we were playing well in the first half. We were playing defense and getting out on the break and playing with pace. So, you know, it's just a consistency thing. It's just a consistency thing. And I think we're getting there. You know, game by game, we're getting better. And obviously, you know, we're missing some guys, but you know, we're not a team for excuses. Just got to find a way to get it done.
You speak of the lack of urgency when you're playing against two guys like Bradley Beal and Russell Westbrook, who actually epitomize that. What kind of challenges do they put on you guys defensively, and especially as they were able to get hot down the stretch?
Yeah, they're a good 1-2 punch of playing off of each other. Whoever wants to be the one at any given time. You know, Brad stretch the floor and get to his spots and shoot over you, and then Russ is downhill with ahead of steam. Excuse me, trying to find guys and then finish at the rim. So it's a good tandem, you know, and then they got some shooters around them with good bigs. It's a really good setup for them. You know, they've gotten hot lately.
And then they result to not playing at all in the second half, and there's no excuse for that. I mean, they're a better team than that without Schroeder and without AD. You just play the game, and the game yields you some good stuff. When you stop playing the game, you get what you get.
Well said. Kyle Kuzma with the double-double. He's speaking with Mike.
Hey, Kuz, I want to go back to that third quarter and what you saw, if there was a difference once Washington started to chip in and out lead based off what you had built it or how you had built it to that point.
I mean, you know, they were just scoring the ball. We had mental lapses on defense. We didn't do our best job containing the ball. You know, we didn't do our best job loading in transition with Russ and getting into the paint. You know, and credit to a couple of their guys hitting some big shots.
What did you think once you forced the overtime and got into that kind of back and forth, half-court possession? What did you think you guys could do better in those situations?
I don't know. A lot of different things. Obviously, a lot of it came down, defensively, a little bit offensively, structure, putting us in positions, and then also, we got to just, hit shots, plain and simple. So.
Okay, Bill Orm, please.
Hey Kyle, what's the vibe around the team right now after the third straight loss?
We just got to figure it out. It's nothing new. We're the champs. Everybody comes in, they play their best basketball against us. Everybody gives us their best fight, and we just got to figure it out. It happens. It's not the end of the world. So, we just got to keep chopping wood.
Perez, check this out from Shams. Lakers waiving guard Quinn Cook. Teams are expected to express interest in Cook, who has served as a reliable guard and locker room voice for the two title teams in LA and Golden State.
Yeah, you always have to figure out, is this from the team doing this or from the player? I don't know yet, but I'm guessing the player, okay? He's not been part of this team offensively at all this season, really. And last season he did. He had some good little spot-up play, a little bit here and there. 2 seasons ago, whenever Clay or Steph Curry was out of the lineup, he would jump into that Golden State lineup and pile up some points and assists. It hasn't happened for him this season. He's in a contract year. So maybe, just guessing, Quinn is probably the one initiating this.
Appreciate what he's done for the purple and gold. Yeah. Great guy on and off the floor. More to come on Axe. But it doesn't matter. The Wizards win their 5th in a row, and the Lakers lose their 3rd in a row. LeBron had his 7th game this season with at least 30 points. He's speaking with Allie.
Hey, Bron, another chance, another opportunity, a game in which you guys had a chance to take the lead, win the ball game. How would you kind of describe how this one turned out?
I think we played well enough to win and also not well enough to win at the same time. In the 3rd quarter, we built up a big lead and, we allowed them to, get back into the game. We took our foot off the gas and, they just kept putting the pressure on us and made us come back, late in the 4th. And obviously I take, full responsibility missing that free throw. I got to make the free throw step up there. That's an easy point for us, but we didn't lose the game there, but I take that responsibility for sure, and I got to be better.
Ron, it seems almost unfair to ask this question, knowing what you guys as a team last season went through in terms of adversity. A lot of that off the court. When you look at it now, from a basketball standpoint, on the court, would you consider this adversity for you guys?
It's a challenge for us. It's a little adversity. I mean, the injuries and things that's going on with our team, and obviously AD being so, is a big piece of our team. I mean, a huge piece of our team. And then you add Dennis not being out there, another ball handler, another scoring guy, another commander of our offense and our defense. It's a big blow for us. So, we're in a rough patch right now, but we'll figure it out. That's for sure.
Obviously a big one on Wednesday with Utah. What's the message from you to your guys right now?
It's our next opponent, it's our next challenge, and it's going to be a hell of a challenge. We know that team has been playing extremely well, one of the hottest teams in the NBA, if not the hottest team, along with Brooklyn, and also along with Washington. If you really want to keep it honest, Washington's won 5 straight too. So, but Utah's been playing extremely well basketball this year. They've been moving the ball, sharing the ball. That ball is popping, and they're shooting the hell out of the 3 ball. So we got to be able to cover the 3-point line for sure.
Thanks, Brett.
Hey, 10 minutes, please.
LeBron, who keeps you honest when it comes to your workload? Like, obviously, you have the competitive juices and you keep yourself in shape to be able to make yourself available for your teammates. But is there someone who is like, hey, maybe we're going too far right now. We should look at finding some ways to rest.
I'm resting now. I'm sitting here talking to you guys. I'm resting when I get in my car and head home. I'm resting when I get home. I'll rest tomorrow. I think this whole narrative of, LeBron needs more rest, or I should take more rest, or I should take time here, it's become a lot bigger than what it actually really is. I've never talked about it. I don't talk about it. I don't believe in it. We all need more rest. A fast turnaround from last season and we all wish we can have more rest. But I'm here to work, and I'm here to punch my clock in and be available to my teammates. And if I'm hurt or if I'm not feeling well, then we can look at it then. But I have nothing but honest people around me, but I'm also honest with myself as well. And me having the love for the game and me being able to be available to my teammates is more important than anything.
Hey, Laura. Hey, LeBron. Why is it that is the most important thing to be out there every night and to hold yourself accountable and push yourself when there is a sentiment around the league that you essentially would have a pass to take a game here or there if you wanted to? Why not take that pass?
I'm not pushing myself. I wouldn't say that. I mean, I'm going out and I'm playing the game. I mean, I'm doing my job. I'm trying to do it at a high level. But that's been a narrative around the league. I've never asked for time off or time throughout the season. And it's grown to a point where it's not even coming from me anymore. It's just like, okay, well, what LeBron should take time off, or why is his workload at this? I've been hearing it for 5, 6, 7 years now, and I'm still going strong. So I don't need a handout. I'm not looking for a handout. I mean, my job is to go out when I'm available, when I'm healthy, to go out and play, and that's what it's all about.
Hey, LeBron, I have another question about your minutes. But seriously, without Dennis, without Dennis and taking on more of the ball handling, does that change how you feel? Minutes. Does that require more energy per minute when you're doing more of those responsibilities?
Well, it's a different responsibility. Obviously when Dennis is on the floor, he's one of our primary ball handlers. When AD's on the floor, he's one of our primary low guys where we give him the ball and we allow him to work. So it just changes for all of us, including myself. But it's something that it's something that I've done before. And I can continue to do it, but I would much rather us be whole. I'd much rather our team be healthy and, we playing whole basketball than me having to go out and be the primary all the time ball handler. But, right now it's needed because we're having some guys that's out, and it's needed for me to do that. And I got to take responsibility of it. I can't have 8 turnovers, and I got to make sure I put my guys in position to be successful.
All right, we have time for 2 more. Let's go to Dan White.
Hey, LeBron. Since the Detroit game, the three-point shot hasn't really fallen for you. I'm curious if there's anything you kind of put that on, and if there's anything that you think can get you going or get that part of your game going back to the way it was the first 20 games this season.
Yeah, just got to keep shooting. For me, I put the work in. This morning I was at the facility. I went 35 straight minutes of just shooting threes, catching a great rhythm, felt great. And a lot of my ones felt great tonight, besides 2 of them. The last one didn't feel so great, and it was one in the first quarter where I didn't even hit the rim. It didn't feel so great, but the other 8 felt great. Just keep on shooting them and live with the results.
And last question, please. Let's go to Mark Medina.
Yeah, LeBron, I understand the comments you made about your workload and the comfort level with that, but just, the fact that you're selected for the All-Star game and you're not